All right, so let me see if this is working. It's working. Oh my goodness. Hey Cheryl, hope you're doing well. Hey Matt, I am living fantastic, man. I hope you are too. You give people a few minutes to join since I'm running a little late. Technical difficulties. They've changed Facebook Live since the last time since the last time I've done this, so it took me a few minutes to figure it out. That's what happens whenever you're not tech savvy. Oh, you know it, John. Jared, Oscar, Chad. Hello, everybody. Just going to give people a couple of minutes before we get into it because it's my fault for starting like 20 minutes late. I'm doing very well, Cheryl. Thank you for asking. My relocation has been a real big blessing. Hey, Brent. Man, I didn't even know there was a problem. And I mean, it's my fault because I should have done it beforehand. I didn't know there was a problem until it was too late. I had to restart my computer, so now I'm going through all that stuff too while we wait. Jose, I have no clue what you're talking about. You must be playing a video game. You're not blowing up a tank in real life. Hope everybody's had a blessed day so far. I miss doing these. I haven't done one of these in a while, so it's good to be back on the Facebook Live. Got a lot of exciting stuff to share with you guys tonight. A lot. It's been a wild year and a half since I've ran shows, so it's neat to come back, and even cooler to have everybody support like we've had so far. Just know that it's sincerely appreciated. We'll give it like 2 minutes and then we will get into all of it. Hey, Delana, thank you for joining us. Shelby, hello. It is good to be back. I think sometimes you don't realize how much you need a break from something until you're forced to take it. Thanks to COVID, I was pretty ran down mentally and physically. So I don't even think I realized how much. So it was nice to have that break, and I feel for everybody that's had COVID and their family members. I lost my grandpa during COVID, so I can relate. I had it myself around Christmas, and every day is a blessing. You never know. So, I hope everybody's staying safe right now too. It looks like we're not out of the thick of it. So, hey, Joe, my man, my main wide receiver. Jeff, how are you? Crystal, I am doing well. Scotty, that forehead's still intact. Thank you, Oscar. I was going to plug that today. I'm glad you said something about that. All right, we're going to give people 1 more minute, and then we're just going to get right into it. We got a lot of cool stuff to talk about. I really appreciate everybody getting so excited about us coming back, and it's crazy. Hey, Brandon, how's it going? Clinton said Fuego del Sol. What do you guys think about Fuego del Sol before we get started? Isn't that crazy? It's what a beautiful story. And they told it so well. They told that story so well. Let's see. Hey, Jaden. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Really sorry to hear that, Jeff. Yeah, it's COVID is a crazy thing. We had it, and it was weird how it affected us all in different ways. It's very crazy. All right, so We're 5 minutes deep, so let's get into it. First off, I want to thank everybody that has bought tickets for the Wichita show. We really haven't even got into the heat of promoting it yet. All the ringside seats are gone. I'm hoping we're going to be able to sell it out. You know, the Cotillion is one of my favorite places to go. And, it's very cool to have our first show there. And then from there, we're going to be off back to Texas, which I've got some big news concerning Texas that I'm going to share with you guys tonight. We'll go ahead and start with the Wichita show. You know, the main event for the Wichita show, obviously, is Matt Hardy. Yes, Matt Hardy. Who doesn't love Matt Hardy? I love Matt Hardy. He's such a great dude. Awesome to have him back. He's doing great things in AEW versus our own Fuego del Sol. I mean, how many of you guys have been watching the Fuego del Sol story? It's been one of the most amazing things, that I've seen in wrestling in a long time. Funny story about the Fuego del Sol match on Rampage. Me and my wife were watching it, and I was so upset when he lost and it went to commercial. I just turned it off and went to sleep. So I actually didn't even see it until the next morning whenever I woke up and I had all these messages and notifications, and I was like, what are they talking about? So I went back and watched it, and I was like, are you kidding me? Wrestling worked me. I got worked. But it was such a great way to end it, and it's not even the ending. It's just the beginning. It's a beautiful thing. Thank you, BK, for buying those ringside tickets. Trust me, we're not going to disappoint you. One thing about Fuego and Matt Hardy, they have already wrestled twice on AEW, but they have not wrestled in a world-class ring. They have not wrestled on Fuego's home turf. And, oftentimes on AEW Dark, they're trying to fit so many matches into a time frame. And what about AEW Dark? What a beautiful thing to see so many independent talents showcased, giving these people a bigger platform, a way to get more bookings, a way to make more money. What a beautiful thing. So they've been on AEW Dark a couple of times, but when you have that many matches, you don't have the time frame that some matches need to be allotted. Well, guess what? In Wichita, you're going to get the full match. You're going to get a full match with no restrictions. As long as they want to go, they're going to go. That match is going to be great. And, there's so many amazing talents on this show. I can't wait to see it. It's also going to be Eric Embry's first show back in pro wrestling as our booker. That's exciting in itself. Before the show, if you guys are interested, if you're a worker and you have been trained, we're going to start doing seminars before shows, and you will have a chance to try out for us firsthand and earn you a spot on the world-class roster, whether you be a worker, a referee, manager, valet. We'll be looking at all of those things, and we want the best of the best. So, we will have those before every show, including the one in December, but I'll get to that too. Let's see what we got. So we'll stay on Wichita first. We got the MLW champion, Jacob Fatu, taking on Moonshine Mantel. You talk about a match that, to me, has world-class written all over it. To me, one of the things that always made world-class interesting was it was like a real fight. Maybe some of the matches weren't necessarily the best technical matches you might see, but there was that world-class feeling. It was a fight. And it was good guy versus bad guy. And that match right there just has this feel to it to me. It has such a physical feel. I mean, I hope that they both make it out of Wichita alive, because who knows? I mean, that's going to be one hell of a match. Let's say we got the Step Brothers, who will be making their return to Wichita against the Farats. So Tigo and Jermaine, they're going to have their hands full with Al Farad and his nephew Akbar Farad. It's going to be a really crazy match there. It's great having Akbar Farad back after a few years. He hasn't been with us since the IWR days. So, it's crazy when I think about it. I made a post the other day about the IWR thing. And for a lot of you guys that, in case you didn't see the post, and it goes for World Class too, I want to personally thank all of you guys that have stood by us throughout the years. I mean, geez, in 2022, we will be entering into year number 6. Isn't that crazy? My goodness. I remember I did not have this gray hair 6 years ago. I had way more hair up here too. What are y'all doing to me? Do you want me to be bald? I hope not, but that's where I'm headed unless I find a solution. And let's see, what else do we got going? So we also had the AWR Championship on the line there. You know, one thing that's very beautiful right now in wrestling, AEW is a great representation of it, is that the forbidden door is being kicked down in pro wrestling. And basically what that means is, now, when WWE was just on the top alone, they wouldn't work with people. And I'm not knocking them. I'm not one of those guys. They're still number one, and they're making a lot of money, so they're doing something right. And yeah, their programs are kind of struggling creatively, but you shouldn't give up on them. You should just hope for the best. But AEW is opening the door to working with people, and it's a beautiful thing. So we're going to be having the AWR Championship, which is a promotion out of Pleasanton, Kansas, on the line at the show in Wichita, where their champion, the Outlaw, who's been on a few of our shows, will be defending against Dmitry Alexandrov, which should be an amazing match. If you guys haven't seen Dmitry, he's an amazing worker. He's out of Oklahoma, one of the best that Oklahoma has to offer. So it's I see you guys comment on the side before I forget. In between this show and talking about the Christmas Star Wars show, I will go back and respond to all of these comments to make sure I don't miss anybody. But you guys won't want to miss that match. That's going to be another very physical match. I'm looking forward to it. We got Rodney Mack, the SWE TV champion, versus Flex Zerba, another one. Well, actually, both of them are two of my favorite wrestlers. I love Rodney. He's always been great to work with. And I don't know about you guys, but I think Flex Zerba is one of the most entertaining wrestlers out there today. You can see Flex Zerba all over the place. It seems like he shows up on WWE. Then he shows up on AEW. He's a mainstay at World Class. So, looking forward to that. We got, in case you guys are familiar with Oklahoma wrestling, this match has Oklahoma wrestling written all over it. We have Double D making his return. Can't really tell you who he's going against, but Double D will be there. And he's a mainstay in Oklahoma wrestling. He's broke into Texas. One of the best pure workers around. What a talented dude. I mean, it's amazing. We got MLW star Geno Medina versus Gideon Vane, formerly known as Damon Windsor. It happens, guys. You go through midlife identity crisis, you change your name. It happens, especially in wrestling. How many people have changed their name? Get off his back. So we got Gideon Vane versus Geno Medina. That's going to be a very physical match as well. And you want to talk about physical, it doesn't get much more physical than the Blood Hunter making his world-class debut against ECW legend, the Sandman. Who's even seen the Sandman lately? I haven't. Have you? No, you haven't. So why not see him at Wichita? It'll be great seeing Sandman live in a more intimate atmosphere for the first time ever. I used to love Sandman's entrance, and I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be a really entertaining match. And then, of course, we're going to have the World Class Championship on the line as the World Class Champion and UFC Hall of Famer Stephen Bonner goes one-on-one with Kurt Gannon. That's definitely going to be an interesting match. Kurt has a fighting background as well, so I expect that to be really, really physical. Like I said before, don't forget, if you want to try out for World Class and you're in the Kansas area or even Oklahoma, anywhere around there, you'll have a chance to sign up for a seminar beforehand, get seen by myself, get seen by Eric Embry. And, if we think you're a good fit, then, we'll see what we can do. Let me go through some of these comments real quick before we get on to Christmas Star Wars. Normally, I stay on here for like an hour, but I'm trying to be productive today. Let's see, where were we at? Jose said it was awesome that Sammy got to break the news to Fuego. I mean, it was very cool. I think that's the way it should have been. In case you guys haven't seen, you can actually go back and watch the first ever Sammy Guevara and Fuego del Sol match on our YouTube. It was an IWR match, and it has the title on the actual episode. So, in case you want to ever see their first match, which I think that was 5 years ago. Crazy how much they've evolved in 5 years. They both come such a long ways to where they're at now, and it's a great thing. So that's on there in case you guys want to see it. Jeff said he's reffed a few of Fuego's matches and he's beyond happy for him. It doesn't get much more genuine than Fuego in pro wrestling. They told that story right. They told it genuine. I don't know if you guys happen to see on the internet where one of the dirt sheets claimed that he knew beforehand. He did not know beforehand. So, don't buy that. You can't believe everything you read. Let's see. Jeff says, I need to bring some shows back to Oklahoma. Jeff, I'm still in Oklahoma. I live in Ardmore. And actually, if you guys want to attend a good show in Oklahoma, October the 2nd in Guthrie, I will be at BCW Wrestling in Guthrie, Oklahoma, October the 2nd. So if you want to see a good quality show in Oklahoma, join us there. And then you can turn around the next day and go to Wichita. Tell me that's not cool. You can have a whole wrestling weekend. Let's see what we got. Joey says, what do you think about the new Star Show's heels? I would love to hear actually what you guys have to say about Stars or heels. If you guys watched heels, leave your comment down. I'd like to see it later. I was pretty intrigued by it. I thought it was entertaining. I think that wrestling is transcending into pop culture more than ever. And scripted television is just another step. It's not the first series that wrestling is producing. I don't think it'll be the last. In fact, I honestly think we're going to see more of that going forward by other companies. Let's see. Brandon said, I saw that it'll be live on Fight. Is that still a thing, and where can I watch it? The show is planned to be live on Fight TV as long as we can handle all of the internet requirements, which we're looking good so far. We're going to have to get it. We have a contract with Fight, so we're good there. We just have to work out the details. But as of now, that's what we're planning on. Clinton says AEW has picked through all of Texas, it seems like. Clinton, that's a good thing. Like I said earlier, giving people a bigger platform is your job as a promoter. Tony Khan is doing a great job of doing that. It's no different than all of the times we would have shows and we would bring in people and let our talent work them. That's the name of the game. That's how you elevate somebody to the next level. You give them these opportunities, you see where they're at, and then, you help them get to where they need to go. Oh, hey, Renee, man, if you ever want me back on the podcast, let me know. I really enjoyed whenever I was on there before. Love to come on it again. Trying to catch up here, getting close. Brent said Sting and Darby Allin's match was great last night. Did you guys enjoy the Sting match? I actually did. I was, I don't know, brought me back to being a little kid watching Sting on TNT. And, at first, whenever they were fighting out in the lobby, I thought, hey, okay, this is going to be where he takes his bumps and he's going to be okay, And then boom, 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 it keeps going. And then all of a sudden he gets power bombed through a table. What? I'm just glad he was okay. I thought that match was great. And the double scorpion deathlock at the end, doesn't get better than that. Only if Hulk Hogan stacked up like 5 people and leg dropped all of them. That's the only way. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. All right, we're going to move on a little bit to where we can get. God, man, thank you guys for so many great comments and being so interactive. It's appreciated for sure. All right, we're going to get on to Christmas Star Wars. Man, when you take on the world-class name, it's a heavy responsibility. And even more so whenever you revisit old events like Christmas Star Wars, because these things have so many emotional attachments to them, to so many different people. And this show is going to be no different. In fact, I'm going to pull on your heartstrings so much. I hope that, it's during Christmas. I hope it puts everybody in the Christmas spirit. And I think that you're all going to love what we're going to do. The tickets are $10 to $60. $60 are all of the ringside seating, all the first row seating. And guess what? I am happy to announce that with that $60 ticket, you're going to get to be inside the ring before the show and take a picture with Marshall Von Erich, Ross Von Erich, Eric Embry, and Mark Lawrence. Tell me that's not a cool Christmas present. In all reality, it's very cool to put that together for you guys. It's going to be so great to have Marshall and Ross back home. To me, they were always the flag bearers of the world class name for us. And, it was actually, for those of you who don't know, it was actually Marshall who came up with us changing the name. And of course, we had to get Kevin to sign off on it because it was only right. But that's actually how that came about. So, they went off and did amazing things. And they went off and did amazing things with MLW. They're still doing amazing things. But it's going to be great to have them back in world class. And it's going to be great to have them at Christmas Star Wars. Our plan in 2022 is to have them as much as possible. So, as long as we can work it out with their schedule, that is our plan. We have Fuego del Sol once again appearing at Christmas Star Wars. So, it goes back to AEW again. It's such a great thing to still, Fuego's moved on and not necessarily moved on, but he's got a life-changing job for him and his family now. So that's beautiful. But he's still going to be able to work with us when it doesn't conflict with their schedule. And Fuego del Sol will be taking on none other than AEW star QT Marshall. I mean, you talk about a crazy match to watch live. If you guys haven't watched any of the Sammy Guevara vlog, you need to go watch them. You'll just see how the story is being told between QT and Fuego. And then you're going to get to witness it live at Southern Junction in Irving, Texas at Christmas Star Wars, December 11th. The tickets go on sale Saturday at 10 o'clock, and you can get them from Eventbrite. There's also a link on the event page if you missed it. So there's that. And Jose says I need to save money because Star Wars is going to break my bank with all the wrestlers at the meet and greet and merchandise. It's going to be a really special event. Rodney Mack will be at that too. So will stepbrother Tigo, Gideon Vane, MLW star Geno Medina, I believe. I think we confirmed that the other day. I have to double check that. World-class champion Stephen Bonner, Flex Zerba, Andrew Anderson, Action Jackson, Danny B, possibly another female surprise that we will cover in the next couple of days. Like I said earlier, Ross and Marshall make their return. It'll be, the first time I think since God Bless Texas 2. So what a blessing. And it looks like we're going to have the Blood Hunter, and possibly he will be working a former WWE star that you guys haven't heard of in a while. We will also be having a seminar before that show with QT Marshall for anybody that's interested in joining World Class in the Irving area. And, I'm really proud to announce to you guys that starting in January, we will be at Southern Junction every single month in 2022. So that's a huge announcement for us. Not only that, but we're going to be looking for another place to call home in DFW too. So, it's a big deal for us to be able to go out and establish ourselves as a home base. And that's our plan with Southern Junction. It's a beautiful venue. When you walk into it, you just get this Texas feel to it. And, it's going to be very cool for us to do a lot of shows in Texas next year. In fact, we're shooting for 40 live events in 2022. I think I've had a rest over a year and a half, so I think it's time to go and go hard. Let's see. I'm missing some of you guys. Oh, you know what I forgot about Christmas Star Wars? Mick Foley. What about that? What do you guys think about Mick Foley joining the Revolution? I'd say it's probably been a long time coming. Honestly, I've looked into it before. I don't really know why. I think at one point he wasn't traveling. There's been a date conflict before, but Mick Foley is coming home to world class for the first time in what, like probably 30, almost 30 years. Crazy, isn't it? No, Delana, this girl is not going to be there. Kelly Kapowski's not going to join us for Christmas Star Wars, as much as that would make my Christmas. Manuel said a possible parade of champions next year. Yes, we will have a parade of champions next year. Going forward in 2022, we're going to produce 4 pay-per-views a year. One of those will be Oklahomania, our staple event. One of those will be God Bless Texas. One of those will be Parade of Champions, and one of those will be Christmas Star Wars. So that's a very exciting announcement for us too. I love producing live TV. I think that's it's so fun to be in the moment with it and to just let it ride, and we've done, I think, maybe four live shows so far, and they've all went off really well. So I think next year is going to be a big step for us to do that. We have so many groundbreaking things planned for 2022, and I can't wait to share them with you guys. Yes, Jose, every single month, Irving, Southern Junction, 2022, it's going down. Brent said, I haven't seen Action Jackson in the ring since his last matches at the Sportatorium. Absolutely. It's going to be very cool having Action Jackson be a part of the team. And, I don't think we've probably seen the last of his friend Iceman King Parsons either. Like I said, world class, you guys know this from experience. World class is all about history. It's all about preserving it. It's all about making new stars. Speaking of new stars, you're also going to get your first look at Jenny Santana in December. Jenny is Tito Santana's daughter, who we've actually been working out in Las Vegas. She's getting into wrestling for the first time. She's really excited about it. She's going to be at December Star Wars, and you guys are going to get to see her work a dark match as we bring her along and develop her. So I hope you guys will really come out and support her. She's really excited about this wrestling venture, following in her WWE Hall of Fame father's footsteps. And, it's going to be the first homegrown talent that we put out in a couple of years. So that's exciting to us. Let's see. Alfred said, come back to San Antonio. I think we will be back in San Antonio at some point. I like San Antonio. Not the biggest fan of the Alamo, but I love San Antonio. The fans are great. The area is great. Whenever we filmed Boone's Big Adventure, they actually kicked him out of the Alamo for trying to film inside there. He did get away with riding the bike around on the outside, though. It was great. Let's see. Jose said, somebody's at my door. Hopefully it's nobody coming to get me. Jose said, will Mick be at the meet and greet? I hope so. We do not know at this time. I know that Mick is going to make an appearance, but based off how COVID is, I don't know. We're going to try to work that out and see. But something tells me that if he doesn't do a meet and greet at that show, you might see him again. I think in these times, it's important to respect people's opinion on that. And, Mick is, you got to respect what people think during this time, whether you believe COVID is serious, whether you don't. We're all entitled to our opinions, but we should all respect each other's opinions at the same time. Chad said, will YouTube still have the TV episodes? Absolutely. I can't speak too much on this publicly, but I can tell you guys that coming up in the next couple of months, World Class will be debuting on a streaming service. And it's been a long time coming. I can't wait to share that with you guys. It's going to be easier to watch than ever. If you do not have YouTube, you'll be able to watch it on Roku. You'll be able to watch it on Amazon. You'll be able to watch it on Samsung smart TVs, I believe, maybe even other smart TVs. So I'm really excited to share that with you guys. For the longest, I know that we've had a quality product, and to be able to debut that on a bigger stage it's really important to me. We're also going to be establishing local television again. So expect that from us too. Like I said, 2022, guys, is going to be our year. And I hope that you guys will all be a part of it as much as possible. Let's see. Rock, I'm not really familiar with Blake Jones, but if you say he's an incredible talent, I'm not going to say anything against it. Texas has got so much great talent like right now. I think, in my opinion, that it's possible to start a huge promotion just based off the regional talent in Texas. That's how good the talent has gotten. I mean, you talk about Rodney Mack has a training school. Chris Marvel has a training school. Lamont Williams has a training school in Dallas. Booker T in Houston. So many great training outlets producing so many great talents. Like, it's a great time to be in Texas wrestling. It's a great time for Oklahoma wrestling, Kansas wrestling. It's a great time in wrestling in general. It's a great time to be a wrestling fan. It's a great time to be in the wrestling business. Let's see. Chad, Lacey recently purchased SWE. We support her on that venture. She will not be appearing at Christmas Star Wars, but I don't know about the future after that. Who knows? I mean, we're just going to have to play it by ear. We're on good terms with everybody there. I hope they do well. And who knows what the future holds? Who knows? Let's see. Delana said, can you get David Manning? Actually, I've tried to reach out to him a couple times, but just haven't had any luck. Not to say that we won't down the line. I'm pretty persistent when I want to find somebody or talk to them or whatever. So who's to say it won't happen down the line? Yes, Jose, Santana too. In case you missed it, Jenny Santana, Tito Santana's daughter, will be joining us for Christmas Star Wars at Southern Junction in Irving in December. Chad said, can sometimes San Antonio be a site? Really, it all depends on the venues. Depends on whether it's a smart move for us. Depends on whether or not I can have time to promote the shows properly. And it's harder for me the further I get away from home. I've known this from experience. There's been a couple of shows that were really hard for me to promote because I couldn't get down there because it's too far. We did a show in Robstown, Texas a couple of years ago. I think that was it was either a 6 or 9 hour drive. I can't remember. Those shows are really hard on you. And San Antonio is a pretty lengthy drive too. Not to say that it's not possible, but time will tell. Let's see. Rock said, I watched the rise and fall of WCCW today. What is the other one called, guys? It's not that one. It's the one that's on YouTube. The world-class documentary on YouTube. I cannot think of the name of it. Come on, somebody help a brother out. What is that called? It's like, to me, it's like the essential. Yes, Heroes of World Class. Ben had it right. If you haven't seen the Heroes of World Class, you can watch it on YouTube. It's free. I highly suggest you watch that. That, to me, that is the essential documentary on world class. A lot of people don't know this, but we have actually credited college interns whenever they enroll in our class, or whatever the correct terminology is. That's one thing that they have to watch before we do anything. I always make them watch that because I feel like that is how you present world class to somebody. That's how you show them the history of it, because it was such a well done documentary. If you have the network, you can also watch, I think it's 7 seasons of the old world class on the Peacock. So that's up now. I know for a long time they weren't up there, but it is now. Let's see. Jose said he hopes Santa will make an appearance. That's not a bad idea. I might need to find a Santa Claus. Let's see. Brent, time to bring back kayfabe. It's funny that you bring that up. We've actually discussed that in great detail. I think, in my opinion, that's one of the things that's missing from wrestling on a large scale. It's harder to do than ever. Social media, for everything that's good for, also makes that very hard, because you have to really put a lot of thought into how you're going to protect it, what you're going to do for those people that you're protecting, because wrestling has changed so much. And, in order to protect kayfabe, you're asking people to do things that now they're not used to doing. It's like asking them to, you're just asking them to protect a character now, instead of, most of the time, people are used to breaking their characters. But I do think that's definitely missing in wrestling, that and the psychology aspect of it. I think the talent is so good right now, but everything that you're doing should have a purpose. It should all make sense. Clinton said, "Long live Dustin Diamond." Absolutely, man. Rest in peace, Dustin. He was a part of Oklahomania 2 for us, and he was such a nice guy. He took the time to go meet every single person. He actually didn't even stay behind his table, which was partly my fault, because I forgot to have his pictures printed. Not the first time, probably not the last. But he actually went around and mingled with everybody for free, and he was actually a really nice guy. Let's see. Oscar, I haven't had time, man. Honestly, guys, if you're looking to get booked with world class, the best thing you can do is come to these seminars, because I just don't have the hours in the day to do a lot of the things I do, a lot of things I want to do. Oh my God, Fuego del Sol has joined us, everybody. He seems to be our hot topic today, anyways. Proud of you, man. Proud of you. He's even got me watching that vlog. I told you guys earlier, if you haven't watched it, make sure you watch the Sammy Guevara vlog. It's actually rather entertaining. I don't know that I've watched one episode and not laughed really hard multiple times. There's a lot of good content on there. It's crazy how much that stuff has changed. They do. They have a lot of fun, and you can tell they're friends. And that's one thing I like about AEW. Every time that you watch it, or when I watch it, anyways, I feel this good positive vibe from it. It's fun. It's fun. That's the best way of putting it. Oh man, Fuego, you got a lot of supporters on here tonight, man. It's to me, I actually did a podcast earlier today, and they asked, how did it make you feel? And I was like, man, I don't know, it makes me sound a lot older, even though I look older than I am. But I said, it's like a proud dad moment. It's like one of your guys is going to go on providing for his family. He did something really special. And like I said earlier, it's just the start. There's so much more for him to do, and he's going to do. And, I highly suggest you guys tune in every week. In case you don't know, AEW also has a second show now called Rampage that comes on Fridays. There's just so much wrestling on TV right now. And you may not think sometimes that it's important you tune in, but I assure you that it is. It's whether you go to shows, watch it on TV, it's all important. Supporting it is how you keep it alive. And wrestling is thriving right now because so many people are into it again. So many people are excited about it, excited about the future. And that's how you keep this positive momentum going, is by keeping this excitement. I think, if anything with COVID, it taught us not to take things for granted. So everybody, keep up this unity, keep up this love of wrestling, because, it's going to pay dividends through so many different companies, so many different promotions, promoters, talent. It's going to trickle all the way down. And that's all due to the fact that you guys are supporting it like you are right now. So just know that almost all of us in this industry appreciate you. Betty said, when are you going to Ardmore? Betty, I'm in Ardmore right now. I'm in Ardmore almost every day. I love it here. Carrie said, have you been in contact with One Man Gang? I have not. It's odd that I never have, but I haven't. Oscar said, I'm heading to Vegas for an indie show called Northwest Pro. I don't know, bro. But that doesn't mean anything. Let's see. Clinton wants to see Fuego versus Marco. I would love to see that too. I think that's great. Manuel says, keep pushing, bro. You too, man. I can't remember your company name right now. Waco Wrestling Association, I think, something like that. Sorry if I mess that up. If you guys are in the Waco area, make sure you check that out. He's bringing in a lot of good talent, doing things there too. Scotty said, "What's your thoughts on Jerry Lawler and Enzo?" In case you guys missed it over the weekend, apparently Jerry Lawler and Enzo had a casket match, and I love it. Right now, there are so many things that are defying the logic in wrestling, things that people didn't think that were going to happen, that are happening. Like, I think it's beautiful. And to see those matches, I mean, we don't know how many more matches Jerry Lawler has in him. So whenever he can do stuff like that, I think it's great. I'm going to touch this stuff up one last time, guys, and then I'm going to go eat my supper. But we'll touch up Clash of the Cotillion 5 real quick. Flame on, game on. Thank you again, Wichita, and everybody that bought tickets that's around Wichita. Ringside tickets are all sold out. But, our goal is to sell it out completely. So if you haven't got your tickets, go to the Cotillion website or worldclassprowrestling.com and get your tickets. Fuego del Sol versus Matt Hardy are headlining it. And like I said, they wrestled each other twice in AEW, but it hasn't been on Fuego's home turf. They've wrestled twice in AEW, but it's been on Dark with a lot of matches to where they didn't get maybe the full time they need. They will have all the time they need at this show. It's a match you will not want to miss. Like I said, we got Jacob Fatu, Moonshine Mantel, Stephen Bonner, Kurt Gannon, the Step Brothers, the Farats, Outlaw, Dmitry Alexandrov, the Blood Hunter, Sandman, Rodney Mack, Flex Zerba, Double D, Geno Medina, Gideon Vane. Solid show. Tickets available right now on the Cotillion website, worldclassprowrestling.com. Then December 11th, we return to Texas for the first time since before COVID, or since COVID hit, in Irving, Southern Junction, December the 11th. World Class presents Christmas Star Wars. And that tickets go on sale this Saturday at 10 o'clock via Eventbrite. You can also find the ticket link on worldclassprowrestling.com. You can also find it on the event page on Facebook. So you can do whatever you can find it a multitude of ways to get those tickets. They're $10 to $60. The $60 ticket gives you a special in-ring pick with Marshall and Ross Von Erich, Mark Lawrence, and Eric Embry. So there you go. That show's headlined by Fuego del Sol versus QT Marshall. That match is going to be great. Like I said, if you want to see some backstory to that, go back and watch the Sammy Guevara vlog. There's so much going on there. It's going to be a great match, a great story. We got Rodney Mack, Stepbrother Tigo, Gideon Vane, Stephen Bonner, Flex Zerba, Andrew Anderson, Action Jackson, Danny B, Marshall and Ross Von Erich returning, the Farats, the Blood Hunter. And I've still got a couple of surprises for you. That's my specialty. So in the next couple of days, you might get some teasers. You might get some announcements. But I'd like to thank all you guys for joining me tonight. Like I said earlier, it means a lot. Whenever COVID hit, I honestly thought I was done with wrestling. And it's almost like the mafia. You just can't get out. But I'm happy to be back. I'm rested. I feel good. I'm ready to bring the best shows that we produced to you guys. I think 2022 is going to be our biggest year. Like I said earlier, we'll be in Irving once a month for the entire year at Southern Junction. We're going to produce 4 pay-per-views. Christmas Star Wars, God Bless Texas, Oaklamania, Parade of Champions. We're going to produce 40 live events next year. It's a year you're not going to miss. I want you to be a part of it. I want you to stick with us and see exactly where we're going with this and what we're going to produce. It's going to be a special time in wrestling. It already is. It's a special time in wrestling all the way around. I hope everybody stays safe. Things in certain areas are starting to get bad again. Take precautions. This stuff is serious, but together by being safe, we can beat it. Remember to not take anything for granted. Tomorrow's never promised. Make sure you tell your loved ones that you love them, and make sure you treat people the way you want to be treated. As long as we can do those things are easy. As long as we can do those things, we're automatically ourselves making the world a little better of a place. And that's what we need. remember, love will always conquer all. It always will. There's no emotion stronger than love. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. You guys have a blessed evening, and I look forward to seeing you at Clash of the Cotillion 5 in Wichita and Christmas Star Wars in Irving.